Hello peoples! In today's video we're going to take a look at the Origin M50 and see how it does in a VHRT mission. This ship is a small fighter with an emphasis on speed and maneuverability. It has light guns and missiles, but looks to be one of the best PvP dogfighting ships in the game, as it is incredibly hard to hit. Currently in the 316 build, I would say that it's not the most effective ship to be using for the high level bounty missions, but it is fun as hell to fly, and it's a great ship to practice your dogfighting skills in. As always, if you like and enjoy this content, then please hit that like button, the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel, as it will help me grow the channel. Don't forget that referral code in the video description. If you have not yet opened an account with Star Citizen, you can get some free UEC. As this video will be out during Christmas Day, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, or whatever you celebrate. Now go and pour yourself a nice beverage. I'm going to go with spiked eggnog myself. For a snack, I think I'm going to do some cookie brownies. Yeah, that's going to work. If you don't know what they are, they're part cookie, part brownie. They're all combined, and they're fantastic. Now, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. As usual, we'll take a look at the ship in Erkul. Now, you don't need to really replace anything on the default config, but I'm going to go with laser repeaters instead of the laser cannons, which are default. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out my default shields with palisades to get that extra ballistic absorption that you will get with palisades. All the other components you can pretty much leave the same. I also like to swap out the quantum drive and use an Atlas or Voyager. Either one, it's your own preference, to give me a little bit more legs with this ship. Now, as far as our EM and IR signatures go, they're not bad. They're not as low as they could be if we had stealth components working in the game, but currently in 315 and in 316, stealth is kind of broken. Either way, you don't need to change anything out if you don't want to, but if you do, here's a guide. There will be a link for this build in the video description below. Okay, so for our VHRT mission here, we draw an NPC Hurricane. Dandy! Don't worry, the Hurricane's already dead. It just doesn't know it yet, because that's how good the M50 is. He's never going to hit you. You're going to use that maneuverability that you have to become completely invulnerable, and you're going to stick on him like glue because you're able to keep constant pressure with your guns on this target. It's not going to be a problem at all. The other thing that I'm happy to report is that in 316 it looks like they fixed the issue where you weren't getting credit for your bounty hunting kills. That all appears to be fixed. Now when you get to the target, they're already going to be spawned in, and you don't have to wait for anything. You just go right in there, kill the primary target, you'll be getting credit for it, no problem. Now, if you remember, a couple weeks ago I did a video on the Razor, and I was not all that impressed because of the maneuverability that the Razor appeared to be lacking, particularly in the vertical thrust. That was not really allowing you to keep your guns on the target while avoiding fire. The M50 does not have any of those problems. Now, we only have two size 2 laser cannons or repeaters in my case because I've swapped them out. But you are not going to have any problem staying within a position to be able to constantly chip away at the shields on the target. So in this case here, we're just going to stay on this Hurricane. We're going to slowly whittle them down. As you can see, the shields are getting weaker and weaker and weaker. One of the things that helps you out is you have 60 rounds when your weapons capacitor is set to full for your weapons here, for the repeaters. So that's a pretty big plus in my book, and it's going to help you chip away those shields without much of a problem. As you can see, we're just going to keep that pressure up. We're not going to allow those shields to regenerate. Now that they're dropped, we're actually doing damage to the target. No problem. He's starting to turn red. And at no point in time have I taken any hits from either the turret or the two main size 4 or size 5 guns that they can mount on a Hurricane. So what we'll do is we'll slow it down a little bit, and there's a couple things to keep in the back of your mind. You see, we got that nice 45-degree angle. I'm doing an upward thrust right now, something that the Razor really wasn't able to pull off that well, but in the M50 I can do it quite easily. The shields are now down on the Hurricane, and I'm doing all kinds of hull damage. I'm able to keep my guns on the target until the target goes boom, which is exactly what you want. Now we're going to transition right over onto the Drake Buccaneer. Buccaneer is a little bit more maneuverable, but it is a flying eggshell, so this doesn't really pose much of a problem. You can see that we've already stripped the shields out. We still have that nice 45-degree angle-ish, you know, give or take, while we're doing our upper thrust to maintain our gun sights on the target. And before too long, we're able to take out the Buccaneer almost as well, I would say a lot easier than the Hurricane. The only thing you don't want to do is take too many hits from this guy, because they do hit pretty hard above their weight class. But in an M50, you shouldn't have much of a problem staying outside of the weapons arc. So now we're going to go on to our last target here. This is going to be a Sabre. We're actually going to showcase off just how flimsy the Sabre is right now. We do one burst and we've already taken out the shields on the Sabre, so the Sabre's not going to last long at all. We've got a downward vectored thrust now, and we've got that 45-degree angle. He starts to pitch up, but there's no need to change. He's gone. So yeah, the M50, the little hummingbird that could. Let me know your thoughts on this ship. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And as always, till next time, take care.